possession of these apps, I do want to say that I have found 3 people on 3 different dating apps. So I have indeed found some people. But yeah, just keep that in mind. I am on 4 different dating apps. As a guy, that's what you have to do. As a girl, you one is all that you really need. Like, really. But I'm not really a girl, but I do have a cousin who is a woman, and she's a bit older than me. By a bit, I would say like 8 years or so. Like, we text and stuff, and we text like our experiences with the people that are on the dating apps, and both of us are just so frustrated with the people in there, and we send each other like screenshots of the like conversations and stuff, and it's just so baffling. The apps that I use are Tinder, then Bumble, then Boo, great one. I think that's the best one, and Badoo. I would use Hinge as well because I am unhinged, so that would be kind of cool to be on that app as well. But Hinge is not available in my country. And before you ask, what country are you living in and what country is that? Check out my other videos. You can just check out my channel. There's like so much material on where I do live and stuff like that. I'm just tired of answering all of those Q&A questions every single time. If you are expecting Grindr, no. I do have a friend who is on Grindr, and he is showing me the text messages as well, and he's also complaining about the text messages and stuff. But he's kind of how do I say, like he is a man whore. He sleeps like with 2 different people a week, but he's a good guy. In general, he is a good guy. I don't agree with what he is doing, but hey, he's living life and he's not trying to settle down right now, so more power to him. But like, yeah, that's not for me personally. But I have seen like some text messages from Grindr, and apparently on the gay scene it's not better either. Like, every single app is just atrocious, I've heard. So let's just start with Tinder. Keep this in mind that I am indeed looking for a long-term relationship, and it is written down on my profile, and on like there's like a checkbox that you can check, like, are you looking for like short-term fun or like long-term relationship or like new friends or stuff like that. So I have like long-term relationship on there, and I am indeed looking for a long-term relationship like all the time on other apps as well. So keep that in mind when I do go into these apps. So on Tinder, as a heterosexual male who is only looking for women, it's like you are getting matches. Like, as an average guy, you are getting matches maybe 1 match in 2 weeks. Lately I have been getting a bit more matches, but that's basically what it used to be. Sometimes it used to be even like 1 match per month, and I was an avid user. I do pick and choose at times, but not too much. I would say it's like 50-50. Like, I do have, like, that's already a very good sign. I don't start with hi or hey or what's up. I think it's boring, and please don't start with those as well. But hey, it wouldn't be a deal breaker if you started with hi or hey or what's up. Like, I still don't know you. You might have very amazing qualities. Let's just wait it out and see how the conversation goes and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I usually start with a joke or something, along with the pictures or something funny. And about 25% of the time, they don't respond, and the other 25% of the time, they unmatch me before I even get to say anything. Within like 10 minutes of us matching, and like the other 25% of the time, they unmatch me after I send a message, and that's already like 75%. So the 25% does respond, but like I'm running out of percentages. Like, goddamn, I need more percentages. But then let's see. 25, I have 25% left, right? 20% of the time, we start talking, or at least the messages appear, and they are 1 word or 2 word messages. They are very boring, not engaging whatsoever. It's like it's an interview, and I am looking for a worker in my place. That's how it feels like. Nothing really good is happening. So that's so the 5% that is actually happening is an actual engaging conversation. Actually, I would say 4% of the time, and there's an actual engaging conversation, and like 2 people are talking and stuff like that, and it's like quite amazing. It's quite amazing. Like, conversation is quite amazing if both parties know how to talk. Who would have thought? And actually are engaging and like very interested and stuff, and actually like show that they have value instead of like just like, you get me. So yeah, that the 4% is 4%, 4% of the time, it is like that. And then around the time of like I don't know, either it gets to the let's go to the other app, or a bit before that, they randomly just stop messaging whatsoever. It's like nothing. Like nothing went wrong. Everything went exactly like it used to in the beginning, and I'm just like continuing what happened. Like nothing crazy happened. I didn't say like all blank should die or something like that, even ironically or whatever. And they just kind of just stop talking. So that's 4% of the time, and it's like everything is going super well, but then it somehow just stops. Like it's crazy. Like it feels like I found finally like that 4%, I guess, in my world. That is like very cool and an engaging conversation, but then it suddenly stops out of nowhere. And even when I do like double text or whatever, it's just not happening. And then there is that 1%, 1% chance indeed. That is quite very cool. Like engaging conversation, everything's going well, and then I go to the other app as well, and the conversation keeps going. Like that's great. That shit is crazy. Like actually crazy. And they are funny as hell as well, just like me. So can't be judgmental in that way. I think that is fine. But if it's like an actual belief or like something that they kind of are, or they even like judge how you dress and stuff like that, just like bullshit that shouldn't really matter. That's a red flag. So the next one, entitlement. That you should be like this and everyone should be like this. Like sometimes it's fine to actually, like there's a fine line of entitlement. If you're saying like someone should be like this and if they're not like this, they are to be, what is it, like it's the bare minimum or whatever, like that is the, it pisses me off so much to be so entitled. Well, those same people that are like so entitled just offer nothing. It's just so hypocritical. And even if they do offer that something, it's just, I don't like the entitlement of it. Like expecting like certain like gifts all the time. Like it should be a joyful thing to give someone, like gifts or like maybe buying dinner or whatever. It's like it should be a thing that you're like, oh, well, thank you. But instead they go like, yeah, of course you should pay for that. Like it's so red flagish. Like it's the entitlement is just it's pissing me off. It's the littlest things of being like entitled to. It's like it's very bad. And even if you say like something a bit off, it's like, oh my god, you're like this and you're like this. You come across like as a diva. It's just so red flagish and like turns me off so much to be so entitled. And I guess it kind of ties into this is unempathetic, like towards the suffering or whatever. Not just towards suffering. I mean, just like unempathetic in general. Like, just when you share something and you're like, oh, who gives a shit or something like that, or like to share something very deep in your life and like to just sort of just share your stories. And I don't mean like drama dumping. I just mean like sharing and stuff, and they don't give a shit whatsoever. It's it's like a giant red flag for me personally. Just unempathetic, and because I personally like when my partner is like very caring about me and about other people. I don't mean like I want every time I hear someone say that they want a caring person, they're like, I'm not your fucking mom or something. Like, I don't mean it goes that far. That already kind of shows the unempatheticness and like lack of brain power, in my opinion. So the next one is lack of humor. Like if our humor don't match that well, it's so important for me to have the same kind of humor, at least on some level, because I joke around daily and I feel like if I make jokes and stuff and they don't get those jokes, or they're like, maybe they get them but they're like annoyed, it's just not going to happen. Like I need when I'm with a partner, I need like, we need to have that chemistry of joking around, and like laughter is so important in when I am looking for a partner. So when they have no humor and they make no jokes and they don't get jokes either, it's just very sad. It's like there is no laughter in there. question, and then they answer and stuff like that, but they never ask you anything at all. It's like I have given like multiple opportunities for them to ask things about me. Like I hint at stuff like, oh, I do this and this and this and this, and tomorrow I do this before this was even a topic. So I'm giving them a chance to ask something about me, but they just go blank. They're like, okay, that's cool. What do I do with this information? I guess it's cool. Yeah, that's very cool actually. Like, yeah, super cool, super cool, super cool, super cool. They never care about how your day is. It feels like they're self-centered in a way, so they only care about themselves. They don't care about how you do things or who you are as a person. They don't care to get to know you, and yeah, that is a giant red flag for me personally. So when I see no questions about me, it's like they don't really care about me, and they're just using me as a validation person to fill up their day, I guess. I mean, I do that sometimes where I don't really ask anything about a person, and that is usually when I am not interested in talking with them. But on Tinder, when we match, we are already both interested because we matched and we are trying to get to know the person. And when we do finally get to know the person and stuff like that, and then you don't like it, I understand. But we haven't even gotten to know each other, so, and you still don't care to ask anything. Like, that's kind of, you get me? So, which kind of ties into no initiation. If you're always doing everything yourself, you need to stop. I've already said this multiple times in other videos as well. But if you're doing everything yourself, everything, always start the conversation yourself. Always like think like, oh, we need to go there, we need to do this, and they never ever, not even once, do anything themselves. It's like it's the same as like just not curious about you at all. It's like they are just, they're there, I guess. They exist. It's so important to feel like the other person also cares and wants to know more. And if you're doing all of the work, it's like you are a pushover. And I don't like to feel like I'm a pushover. Like I do the same talking style with everyone else, but some people just don't. Like, they don't care to talk at all with the amount that I do. And then there are some that actually match that energy, and it's quite amazing. And it's like, I always feel like something is wrong with me when it doesn't happen like naturally, and when it does happen like naturally, it's like, oh, this is actually the normal thing to have, and the other ones were absolutely crazy. And of course you don't sometimes vibe and stuff like that, but at least in the beginning, come on, we don't even know each other, just do something. I had fewer replies as the last one, but that I already said that. There's something that I didn't write here. It's not always a red flag, but it can be. Being very good friends with your ex. Like, it's not about being friends with your ex. It's more about you gushing over someone. Like, I had this girl who was just, I don't know, she got too into like describing her ex, and I was like, do you guys need a room? Because they were talking, oh my god, the sex was amazing, like he was so she kinda said it later in a way that I understood. So she basically lied, and it was obvious that she was not over this person, and I had to be in a relationship with someone who was not over their ex. Like, could you imagine? I felt the resentment sometimes, like they actually compared me so much, indirectly, but they compared me so much, and it pissed me off so much. Back in the day, I didn't have maybe strong boundaries. I had like a few boundaries, but I didn't really know what a relationship really meant because I didn't have that much experience and stuff like that. And the way that she was like, oh my god, I should have ran. some women get those compliments, like those texts, I guess, on those apps, like as the first thing. So I know how to be a woman, or like how to, I know, I know how to feel as a woman. So yeah, just have a like a normal conversation, get to know the person, and after a while you can slip in like something, a compliment or something, like something like minor, like I guess, like I don't know how to say this, like how do I make it smooth right now, like how do I make it smooth? Well, I don't have to be full smooth right now. Let me just think of something that is not the best around the edges. Like you talk about something and you're like, and then you add the last part that, as you know, as a beautiful girl, I'm sure you understand, like something like this, just a casual like compliment, but it is there. But don't go like, oh my god, as a sexual fucking goddess, oh my god, I would just lick you from head to toe, like oh my god, your face and my face and lips all put together, all like, dude, what the fuck? Like this is it's an exaggeration, but like you understand what I'm saying. Like, just keep it casual. Like first you don't know the person, just get to know the person, and when you're already like comfortable and shit, you can add like more stuff, and you're in a relationship, and you can add like the most vulgar stuff, and like you already have that base and stuff. It doesn't matter. But at first, don't do that shit. Oh yeah, Bumble. Bumble is where people text. I mean, women text you first when you match. You can't text first. Women have to text you first. Like I've seen a lot of videos where women say like, men just start with the most boring shit ever, like higher, hey, like just try something different. And yes, true. But then I get on Bumble and I match, and when they start talking, it's like, hey, hi, what's up? There's nothing, even an ounce of thought of anything else. There's nothing about the pictures that I took. There's no pickup line. Don't do pickup lines, but I'm just trying to build upon a point here. There's just nothing that made me think that, oh, she tried something here. It's more like, hey, hi. Yeah, I will still respond. Yes, I will still respond because maybe there is something here, and this is like the first message. But then it gets, look, to the one word replies again, and it's like, yeah, it just said like Bumble doesn't go anywhere. Like I still have to take over the conversation on Bumble, even though the women are there to initiate first. Like that's the entire point of Bumble, that woman initiate first, and then, but then a man still has to take over. Like that has been my experience on Bumble, and even when they don't take over, it's like the woman is still like just bland. Sometimes there are good ones. Again, it's the same role. It's the 95% role. That 95% of the people there are just dead, and 5% is the good part, which you will never see. And when you do see it, it's a miracle. So it's kind of like crazy. Like you get one match per month sometimes, and then when you do match with them, you have a 95% chance of not having a good person who is just giving you one word replies, unmatches you immediately, even before you get to send a message, or like anything like that. And it's crazy. It's crazy. The options are so limited, and the options that do finally come are just horrible. And it goes both ways. In terms of options being horrible, not having a lot of options, because girls have like unlimited options, but the options are mostly terrible. But they can kind of pick and choose. Like maybe they find a good one. At least I think that's why being a girl on the dating apps is better than being a guy. And I would say like I I'm not a bad looking guy. I'm not like a model or something, but like I should be having more matches. Like, why am I getting one match per month? Like lately, yeah, it's been a bit more, but I do have good pictures. I have pictures that they, like other people have actually taken of me. They feel like actual model like pictures, like I pose and shit, and I look like cool. and I do have good pictures. While women can just like do a selfie, and they have like thousands of likes. I had to work for that shit, and even then, when it comes, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. So yeah, that's Bum Bum. Badu. I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 to be honest. I don't like Badu because most of the people that I do match with do not speak my language. I don't know what it is about this app, but like 95% of the people there are Russians and they speak zero Estonian or even English. So I'm like, how do I have this conversation? So most of the time I don't take even Badu seriously. I have met up with a few people that have spoken the language, and even then it has been hard because they don't fully speak it. So on Badu it's just like, but it's kind of similar with the other ones, but like it's just I can't even give a lot of opinions on this because they just don't speak English or Estonian. They just speak Russian. Why? Boo has been quite cool. Boo has had the most quality people on any of those apps, and they feel like they are actually like interesting people, like actually interesting people, because Boo has like this MBTI like thing going on for it. So it's like you actually had to put in some effort to actually set up your profile and shit like that, and actually think about the questions. So it's like, oh, this person is just not so casual. It's more like this person is has more going for them, and I have found more people on board to be more classy, just more better conversationalist, and overall it's just better. Even as friends, even as more, everything is better on board. I swear to God. There are a few that are just like the same as on sausage fest. You get me? If I were gay, maybe it would be cool, but most of the people there are straight as well. So it's like even if I were gay, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, definitely if I went to the places, like definitely if I were like all the places that I go to, and if there were women there, I would definitely try something. Like I would definitely try something. Definitely. Like I mean, I also understand if they're not interesting. Like I have a brain, I can pick up on clues. But like I would definitely try something. But yeah, I'm not gonna do a cold approach on the street or something. I don't know. That's why the apps are in a way better, because I can talk to that person and see if they are of quality, and then I can meet with that person and then see if it matches. Because the other red flag is consistency, inconsistency, where everything is going well and then all of a sudden they're just inconsistent. Like they say nothing, they're just very inconsistent. If they're consistent like on a monthly basis all the time, I don't know what I'm doing this. It's just like it's like if they're consistent on a monthly basis all the time with the things that they say and things that they do, and everything is going well, and then I can trust you. You get me? But if you're inconsistent, it's like you are putting on a front for me, and it's like something will feel off, and I don't like that something. Just please, consistency. Even if you have all the things, none of those red flags. I've had people who have none of those red flags. None of them. They're amazing. Like they are so good. They actually engage in the conversation. They have humor. They laugh at your jokes. It's not a necessity, but like it's very cool. And they have jokes as well that which make me laugh like out loud, like cool jokes, and just overall that vibe, just friendly vibe, and empathetic, and everything is like perfect. And then like everything just is perfect, and then it goes on and on and on, and it just starts getting like, it just goes like, and it starts getting more inconsistent, and it's just all of a sudden they ghost you. It's like, so even if you have all of those things, I still have to see if you're consistent within that like those months. Like I've had so many bad experiences on those apps. Like it's crazy. I've had when I've drove 40 minutes to one place to meet up with a person, and 10 minutes before I arrived, they blocked me on everything and didn't show up. It's like, you're wasting my fucking time. You just wasted my fucking time. What a dick thing to do. I've had people who lie about literally everything on text, and when you meet up with them, they are a completely different person. It's like, I didn't text with this person, give me the person back that I texted with. They're saying like the perfect things for you to meet up and maybe just hook up with you, and when they see that, oh, you're not actually like that, they're like, okay, I'm actually not this person, and they're like, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. So I am very cautious now. I am a very cautious man now, as Gus Fring would say. Yeah, it's really hard, at least on those apps. Like in real life, people are more genuine. I swear to God, like every person in real life is like the devil brings out. It brings out the devil, and like if you go on those apps, it's like literally like that. It literally feels like that. And in real life, it's like everything is so much better, or maybe they hide it better. criticism or like boundaries, and when a boundary is set, you're gone. And even though I have respected your boundaries multiple times, but when I do a boundary, you're gone. It's like just a little thing will completely ruin everything. And how can I trust people like this, like this, like this? Like everything is going well all the time, and it's like it just crumbles randomly every single time. Yeah. So I just wanted to vent about those dating apps a little bit, and by a little bit I mean quite a bit, because this video is quite long, most likely, but it felt very short for me because I got this shit on my chest, yeah, off my chest. I got those perks on my chest. It's just horrible. Yeah. I bet one of those people will come on this video, like random people who have never seen me, possibly women, and they listen to what I just said and talked about, and will call me a misogynist, most likely, and they will call me a virgin, and they will call me a how do I say, an incel, because none of those people now know what those words actually mean, and some people just lack the brain power to understand the subtleties that I talk about. So when they hear anything that feels like an attack to them, like even slightly, they don't care to understand the subtleties in those things that I say. They just hear the attack, but they can feel the attack, and they don't know what to do about this attack. So they just give you made up words. I mean, all words are made up, and then they think that they won something, like an argument or something. They don't care. And even if I like reply to them, I know I'm talking about these people. If you've been a fan, you know who I'm talking about for some time. And when I asked, like, oh, can you like describe me why I would be an incel or a misogynist, and can you test it out, because I'm just talking about my experience, right? And there is no reply. This is what I'll give you. That one sentence that was like, oh, this hurt me just a tiny bit because I'm what you talked about. So I'm gonna give you this one word to describe you and put you in a box, so I don't have to actually think about what you're saying or understand the subtleties, because I feel hurt. And if I feel hurt, that means I am right. I think that is their mentality, because I am very down to have a conversation, like a very complex conversation on like what men do and what men do on those apps or whatever. And if you have like actual criticism, like what those men do, and I'm willing to talk it out. Like even if it feels like an attack, I can talk it out, because I don't think I am an average man. According to my cousin, I am built different. I'm not hyping myself up. I swear. I'm not like the average male on those apps. So I understand that my experience is a bit different, but a lot of people are just projecting their own experiences on those apps. And I guess, like every person that I do match with, I try to see them as a new person, instead like, oh, this one is probably this and this and this. I do have that in the back of my mind, but I'm not gonna like put it out there in reality. I will still think that they are a good person until they show that they're not. You get me? You're still a good person to me, as long as you are a good person. So everyone is a new person to me. So, but I feel like some are looking at their own like experiences and what has happened, that they forget to do that now. It's like they feel attacked, and that the attack was from the past, and then they project that feeling to a new person who probably didn't mean any harm whatsoever, but something was poked at, and then the hurt comes back from the past, and then they project all of those insecurities that were happening in the past. That's why I feel the criticism. Like me calling me a woman hater is happening sometimes because I am the least woman hating person. I wouldn't say in the entire world, but like I'm the least. Like I love women, I love men, I love everyone that is a good person. But then that brings out the worst in people. Like I wouldn't say the worst in people, but just the thing that has the worst people. Most of them are just so bad. I'm not kidding. I've had so many matches, and I've had like over the years I've had so many matches, and every single one of them, I mean 95% of them. Let's say I had like 200. Okay, let's say I had 100 matches in the entirety of this thing, and I've talked to them and had a conversation, everything. Literally, I could literally count on two hands the good interactions, the actual good interactions I've had on those apps. So you can't tell me that the dating apps are not bad. I've had literally 100 matches, and 90 of them were terrible, and 10 of them maybe were good. So you can't tell me that this is my experience that I'm sharing. Like this has actually happened to me. You can't say that, oh, I'm a terrible person because I'm talking about the majority of the people that are horrible in there. You can't like put it on me. This is actually my experience. But yeah, I don't like to think that everyone is like that. Like in the world, I still like to see good in people. So when I am talking with a new person, I'm just trying to see them as a new person. But yeah, the law of averages, all that jazz, is like it's not gonna work out. But I'm still hopeful every single time. But yeah, it's like the apps to bring the worst out in people. Just in real life, people are much nicer and better. Okay, I think I rambled like in circles in the end there, but you get what I'm saying. Well, can you talk about your experiences on the apps? I've kind of made this video before, but it's like yeah, it's like a DLC version of that one video that I did, which got so many dislikes, which I already kind of rambled about, and those comments as well. Listen, if you, I'm not sure if I have any of those people anymore, but if you got offended, I don't know why you would